Good afternoon, friends, followers, channel members. Hope you are all well. Welcome to Oslo, and it's been a while, hasn't it, since we've had any giveaways on the channel. So today we've got two for you as we celebrate the recent release of the Palanga airport in Lithuania, an airport I know absolutely nothing about. But yeah, that is where we're heading to today. We're on a Lithuanian special today, flying SAS, and this actually, whilst it's a real world route, this is actually normally flown by Norwegian, and of course they fly 737s. I don't. So we've hopped into, we've sort of commandeered an SAS Scandinavian A320 for our flight today. So that is what we're going to be doing. We're going to get the briefing sorted, and then yeah, enjoy a nice hop across the Baltic Sea. So operational flight plan, just realised I've not yet popped that into the chat. Let me get that pinned in, then you guys can watch this. Today's stream as well is just also exclusively on YouTube, and to be in with a chance of winning giveaways a little bit later on, then all you need to do is be a subscriber to the channel. That is the only prerequisite to enable you to win one of two copies that we're going to be giving away of Palanga Airport in Lithuania. So looking forward to that. Right, operational flight plan is pinned into the chat. Let's have a listen. It sounds pretty loud out here, doesn't it? Let's just turn that down a little bit loud. Right, let's grab the operational flight plan, and we'll see what we've got to work with. Alright, so payload just under 15 tons, takeoff weight 64.3, so that's alright. We're looking to be more or less at max landing weight. We're probably going to throw a bit of fuel on extra. We'll need to check the weather, of course, do that in a moment. Alternate today is Echo Yankee Kilo Alpha. No idea where that is. It's it's not a part of the world that we normally fly. Cost index of 4 as per usual. Cruise temperatures 49, tropo 36, and we've got a tailwind today of 22, so that's going to help us. Shear rate is fine. That's not going to be of any concern. We're looking to depart runway 01 left and arrive runway 19. I think that's an ILS approach as well. Runway 19. So that's okay. 478 miles. Alternates 1.2 tons, CNR's 2.3, and plug fuel is around it's just under 6 ton. In fact, 6 ton sounds like a good amount to upload for today's fuel. So we'll check out the weather and see if that makes sense. Looking at the flight route then, so from Norway into Sweden, and then across to Riga's flight information region. No terrain to worry about looking at that. And there we go, look at that. Once again, live weather's broken. It is all the nines for us today, with a beautiful approach into Palanga a little bit later on. I didn't know the flight time. I think the flight time's about 1 hour 40, something like that. Let's check the weather brief then. So weather at our destination 240 at 6, variable but cav okay, and the forecast is light variable winds and cav okay. Once again, the weather is being beautiful for us today, so we can just check, see what the alternate is in case, I don't know, someone crashes on the runway and blocks that. But the alternate at Kaunas International, again, light variable winds and cav okay. It's gorgeous weather all around, isn't it? Alright, so I don't really think we need to take a lot of extra fuel, if any. There's our flight route then, so there we go. Over Oh, we might pass Helsinki as well as Stockholm. Sorry, not Helsinki. Helsinki's over there. Might pass Stockholm as we go over Sweden, down over the Baltic Sea, and then our destination is just on the coast there of Lithuania. So looking forward to that. And we've got nothing on the segment charts either. So really, that's looking fine. Had a quick check on the NOTAMs. Basically, all the NOTAMs that are listed here, none of those are actually coming into force today. Some of them come in a little bit later on. In fact, the one we're departing from today gets closed later tonight, but obviously that's not going to affect us. We'll have a look at the NOTAMs for our destination as we go. But I think, in fact, just having a quick look at that, there's really very little there to concern us either. So I think we're all good. Let's have a look then at plug fuel. Yeah, 6 tons is a good amount. I don't think we're going to be concerned about any issues with regards to that. So let's have a look. We don't, I think, have any air traffic control. Oh, yes, we do. Yes, we do. We've got some ATIS available. So we have got air traffic control for us today. Let me let's give that a look then. Let's just quickly refresh that. There it is. So Oslo, departure information. This is information November. Runways, 19 left and 19 right. Okay. Why are we using 19 left and 19 right? I'm pretty certain that they're using 01 in real life. I'm just going to double check that. Quick flight radar 24 check. See what's occurring. It perhaps bugs me more than it should when VATSIM don't do what the real world airports are doing. Yeah, they're using 01 in real life, which is oh well, never mind. Alright, well, we'll give them a call before we start setting the box up, because if that is right, then I want to know which departure they want us to use. Either way, weather's not going to change, so wind is 050 at 9. Again, why would you be using 19 with those winds? It's also variable 010 and 090. It's cav okay. Temperature is 20 degrees. Q&H is 1018. No significant changes, and yeah, that's pretty much it. We might as well just have a quick look at our destinations weather as well whilst we're here. Yeah, there you go. Light winds, cav okay. Beautiful. So that's all well and good. Beast Boy, mate, thank you so much for your early super chat on our stream this afternoon. €2.49. Thank you, Beast Boy. Asks, do I have the PMDG 737? I do. Do I fly it? Very, very rarely. It would take me longer to set the damn thing up, I think, than it would to actually make the flight. So yeah, that's I'm a self-confessed Airbus guy. Alright, so that's all the weather done, that's the brief done. Let's have a quick look at our charts, then we'll get this up. The plan was originally then, given the runways in use, yeah, the plan was originally 01 left departure. Who knows where we're going now, so we will see, and we'll pick whatever departure it is they're going to want from either of these. So I would imagine they're probably going to give us 19 left at a guess, which would have us then going out on the Mazev 5 Charlie. So we'll hop into the flight deck and we'll see. So yeah, okay. Let's head to our aircraft then, shall we? And get rid of that. And let's have a look. So, is GSX going to work for us today? I'm hoping it is. It was a bit weird. Was it yesterday it decided not to work? Hopefully today it might do a slightly better job. Right, look at those beautiful blue skies. We're going to get in the aircraft because it's quite loud out here, isn't it? Right, let's jump in. Oh, that's better. I don't feel like I'm going deaf now. Right, so let's have a look at our aircraft before we start letting passengers on. Gate 68 is our push stand today. Oh, the APU is up and running. Why is the APU up and running? We'll probably get rid of that. That will not keep the environmental agencies happy. Shut that down. We're on external power anyway. We don't need that to be running. Let's check everything else. So nav logo lights, they're fine. Air pressure's fine. Spoilers, flaps, gear, they're all fine as well. And let's continue our setup. So QNH 1018, yeah. We've got the guard frequency, yeah, and that's been monitored, radar, switching panel, all that stuff. Just check that the previous crews left our aircraft in good nick, which they appear to have. Initial climb out was planned to be 7,000. That was on the initial departure according to the flight plan. We may not be on the 4 Alpha now, but we'll give them a call in a second. In fact, will they accept pre-departure clearance? Let's just have a quick look and see if they are using that. I don't think they are, so we're gonna have to contact them and do it the old-fashioned way by voice. 1183. So let's do that now, and then we know what they want. Once we've got that, then we'll start getting passengers on board. So 118 decimal 3. Let's give him a shout.
Fenix 19 Lima.
Why is Dark Fury always on the frequency just as I'm tuning in? That sounded very much like Dark. I don't know if it was or not. Oslo Tower, good afternoon. Scandinavian 541, Type A320 stands 68, requesting IFR clearance as filed, and we have information November. And can you just confirm the runway use, as 01s are used in real life at the moment?
Scandinavian 541, Godamon Tower, very good afternoon. Yes, runway in use are 01 either left or right. I will give you runway 01 left. Report ready.
That's great, and we're ready to copy clearance. Scandi 541.
Scandinavia 541, you are cleared to Palanga via MSFS Alpha departure. Climb initially 7,000, squawk 1307.
Cleared by departure, runway 01 left, Mazev 4 Alpha, initial climb flight level 70 and squawk 1307, Scandinavian 541.
541, read back correct and report fully ready.
We'll go Scandinavian 541. Excellent. Right, that's great. Just the, obviously the 80s will probably change to reflect that in a moment. Let's get squawking because I always forget to do that. 1307, that's done. Alright, well, all that's left to do is set the box. Before we do, we probably should have a look then at getting the passengers on. So let's tell the crew that we're ready to start boarding.
Cabin crew refueling is underway and the bags are starting to get loaded, so let's open the doors and allow our passengers on board. Thank you. No problem.
Right, so passengers coming on. 1 hour 14 is our flight time today. Great stuff. Dark, why do I always tune in as you finish speaking? Yeah. You just want to nick all the way, don't you? Get in first, mate. Don't blame you. Seb, how do you get the Fenix EFB in your browser? That's pretty simple, actually. If you click on there and click then use external device, it'll tell you basically what to type into your browser, and then you can see it. And I find it easier now to use in the browser, and I think it's definitely better when streaming as well, because you guys can see that as well. I need to put my phone on silent. That's going to bug me. All right, let's. Our passengers are coming on. Let's go through the setup. So check our IRS. Well, 3.5 greens. Aircraft status, that's fine, that's fine. Doc, you were queuing up to make sure it was 0 on and the 80s was wrong. Excellent. Yeah, glad about that. Let's get that sorted. Hey J-Hog, good afternoon mate, hope you are well. Alright, so let's get all the stuff in the box then. So just move that out of the way. Call sign today is Scandinavian 541. Now, Scandinavian 541 is I don't know, it might be a real call sign, but years ago, Scandinavian 541, or it might have been 1541, it might have been both to be fair. was a flight that I always used to hear overflying our house, going from I want to say Copenhagen or Oslo to Manchester many years ago, back in the days before Flight Radar 24, and you had to sit there and listen to your air traffic control scanner thing, and you used to then look up into the sky and try and identify which aircraft it was. Of course, that was the old-fashioned, the olden days before Flight Radar 24. Kind of, well, took the fun out of it. Really made it much easier to work out which aircraft was which. What we're doing, flight level is 310 and 49, and we're having a look. So 01 left. For Alpha departure, and we're looking to come in at the other end. It's going to be the ILS runway 19 on the Tyrin to Bravo arrival. Now, no idea what veers are available to us. Is Napas the one? Let's have a look. So that's Tyrin to Bravo, brings us all the way around to Napas. All right, well, that's an interesting. That's interesting. That takes you all the way around. I can't see why there's no reason that. There must be some local reason why we don't fly straight from Tyrin to a final approach fix over here. Yeah, there's Napas. Oh, interesting. Okay, well, Napas it is. Let's get in. Right, 478 miles on the operational flight plan, 471 miles in the box, that's fine. So, let's just double check what that looks like. That's our departure. Out over the Baltic Sea, and yeah, there's that little arrival all in. Fantastic. Okay, let's now pop in the RadNav page. Only really the Golf Romeo Mike VOR to worry about here, so we'll just hard tune that. Onto our init B page. I think I saw our load sheet come through a little bit ago, so let's check that out. There we are. So what we got? 0 fuel weight 58.8. CFG is 31.1. And fuel for the alternate is, call that 1.3 tons. And we'll do the fuel planning. Now a reminder that we're going to take 6 tons, aren't we? So ground crew have their instructions. 6 ton it is. It wants 5.7, which is fine. So that leaves us with a takeoff weight of 64.6. It's just slightly over the maximum landing weight, but by the time we've taken off, we'll be under it, so that'll be fine. 64.6, an extra 300 kilograms and 8 minutes. CFG is 29.7. Now, don't know Oslo too well. Let me just have a look at the charts and see what options there are for departing. So we're parked over here, so what we got? Alpha 4, Alpha 3, either of those. Let's have a look. So 01 left, it is indeed dry. Flaps 1, all of those will be off. Takeoff weight 646. CFG is 29.7. Grab live weather. Looks like we've got to do full length. We've got no other figures to mess with. In the new version of the Fenix and the EFB, however, you're able to actually enter in, a bit like we do on SimSmart if you use SimSmart, able to enter in the takeoff runway or takeoff distance available, and then it will, you know, if you've not got them sort of predefined here, then you can use the charts to get the accurate distances for intersection departures, so that'll be nice when that comes out. But it's going to be full length for us today then, so 42, 42, 45, 67 and flaps 1, so let's get that in the box. Let's come over here a little bit. So 142, 142, 145. Flaps 1 departure, and 67. There we go. Right, let's check thrust reduction acceleration values. So, ooh, there's a discrepancy. Ah, I bet this airframe is defaulted to using 1500 or something like that for the thrust reduction acceleration values. Where would we find that? Is that on here? Yeah, there you go. That's why it should be 1,000. I don't know if that'll change that now. Oh, maybe it does. So 1656, 1656, or 1657. It's what's a knot between friends. That's fine. Happy to leave all that. So noise abatement to departure, and the engine out procedure then for this. It's non-standard. So at 9 miles from the GRM VOR, we're going to make a right turn to INSUV. Now, a bit of situational awareness. I don't know where INSUV is. Let's have a quick look and see. Oh, there it is. Fair enough. Okay. I mean, that's kind of strange to me, that, because if we're departing on 01 left, and you've got an aircraft arriving 01 right, and suddenly you lose an engine, and you want to sort of make that engine out procedure and go right turn to INSUV, but an aircraft's coming in and suddenly they need to go around, it kind of puts you in route. You'd almost think that it would want a left-hand turn to develop. Now, I can see a reason for that. Actually, you've got terrain over here, so I suppose that's something that ATC would very quickly have to coordinate if that rare event were to happen. Okay, well, let's fill it out. So, secondary flight plan, copy the active, and let's pop in. We'll just create a waypoint. So it would be GRM, a track of 0, 1, 2. And what was it? Was it 9 miles? 9 miles. And then into INSUV. Enter the hold, 310 right turns. And then the arrival is pretty straightforward. Back into Echo November Golf Mike. Uh, 01 right would be for the arrival. Via INSUV. See what that looks like. So straight out, right turn, hold it in INSUV, sort ourselves out, and get in. Okay, that's beautiful. It's all done. Let's have a look at doing a brief then, shall we? As the last few passengers get on board. So weather here in Oslo is fine. We've got wind 050 at 9, cav okay. QNH is 1018. So as we depart, slight wind from the right, not too much. Was gusting a little bit earlier, but those seems to have calmed down now. Weather conditions en route is fine as well. We've got nothing on the charts, and the weather at Palanga is light, variable, and cav okay conditions. So once again, a beautiful summer's day. Aircraft is type A320, nothing in the tech log other than the weather radar. Shouldn't concern us today. No times that are going to affect our departure. Threats to be aware of here. Unfamiliarity for me with the airport. Not to don't visit Oslo too often, so just don't want to get lost in the maze of taxiways over there. The only other thing to point out then is, as we just saw from that arrival chart, I don't know why departure charts don't show them, the arrival charts do, but the departure ones don't always. We've got a bit of terrain just to the west of our airport. That's reflected by MSA as well. You can see the northwest sector is 3.9 and the southwest and west is 3.4. So yeah, that's basically the main little threats. A bit of unfamiliarity and the terrain to the west of the airport. Other than that, it's pretty plain sailing. Pardon the pun. So let's just talk about the push and where we're going to go, what we're going to do. So we are stand 6 to 8, so we'll push back. Presumably, I would hazard a guess, either it could be north or south, either on Golf or Hotel. And then we are going to need a full length departure, so presumably then I would imagine they're going to take us down on November. And we need full length, which full length would actually be all the way down to Alpha 1, wouldn't it? I would imagine Alpha 2 is slightly shorter. Let's just confirm that. So runway ahead, yeah, Alpha 1 is slightly shorter, so given the figures that we've got, we need to go all the way down to Alpha 1. Let's have a look at the departure itself then. So there is a speed constraint of 230 knots, about 2.6 miles out. A quick check at our characteristic speeds for departure. So that's fine. Clean is 215. We probably wouldn't need to worry about getting above 230 knots that close to departure, but I will pre-select it just in case. So the departure then is straight out. Oh, just going back a step, I'm not going to do single engine taxi. Unfamiliar with the airport, I want to just concentrate on where it is we're taxiing, single engine pilot, etc. So I haven't got anybody else helping me out with looking for signs and things, so we'll just get our engines running and get going. It's not my fuel bill. So straight out, first turn to the left, it's normal noise abatement 2, departure. The initial climb is flight level 70, transition altitude is 70. MSA for the departure is 3.9. We've got that speed restriction. Other than that, there's no other constraints to adhere to either. With the departure, yeah, noise abatement 2. Doesn't say takeoff cruising level issued after takeoff, and I'm just looking to see if it says contact anybody. It doesn't, so remain on tower frequency until we're done. So that's how we're going to fly the departure. We can clean up and go as we wish. Just going through the box then, so we've got confirmation of that departure. Runway 01 left, radar nav is tuned to the GRM VOR, which is also used for our engine out. Let's just get that turned on. Progress page 310 is not going to be a problem for us today. Performance speeds 142, 142, 145, cleans 215. It's a flaps 1 departure. Noise abatement to 1657. Our thruster acceleration and engine out, and we're flexing today of 67. Takeoff weight is about 64.6, and secondary flight plan has in the engine out procedure. So that's the full standard brief done. Let's do the emergency brief. So standard Airbus A320 emergency brief, and the engine out procedure is non-standard here. So if we do have a problem after V1, we'll pull heading so we don't continue on the SID. We'll pull heading, and then once we have cleaned up and made that first turn, we'll then push to accelerate away, and we'll get ourselves safe up at 4,000 feet at INSUV, which is above MSA. Alright, I think that is I think that's everything done. I think everyone's on board as well, so if cabin crew are happy, if you are happy, I'm happy. We'll look to get going, and then we've got some giveaways to do. Let's get that APU started.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board our EasyJet service.
It's not
Please
EasyJet.
place your large bags into the overhead locker, wheels first, and keep your small items under the seat in front of you. These include laptops, handbags, duty-free and loose items of clothing. Once you have safely stowed your cabin bag, please take your seat. To help us ensure a prompt departure, we would kindly ask that you keep the aisle clear, enabling all remaining customers to board. Your seatbelt can now be fastened ready for departure. This is a no-smoking service. Thank you for observing this policy.
Final load sheets through, everything looks good, so we're good to go.
Cabin crew, we're about ready to push back. Please on the door and cross check. Thank you.
Just waiting for that APU to fire up, and then we can get rid of GPU. Tell the ground crew to sort themselves out. There you go. It's not EasyJet. I've clearly got the wrong sound set loaded for this flight. APU's on. Let's get rid of the external power.
So we should have a nice smooth ride for you throughout the duration of the flight.
GPO chops and cones can go.
Continue making their last preparations. If you could please assist them by getting yourselves sat down, your seatbelts fastened, and make yourselves nice and comfortable. The ground crew have now finished loading the aircraft, and we're just about finished with all our pre-flight checks, so it won't be long until we are pushed back. If you could please give the cabin crew your full attention as they go through the safety briefing, we'd very much appreciate it. So on behalf of myself and the first officer, we'd like to say thank you for choosing EasyJet today. And
It's not EasyJet.
a safe flight.
Alright, turn that phone off because
Hello,
that's going to
Captain.
bug us.
We are ready for pushback.
Right, while I get into position then, cockpit preparation checklist. So aircraft acceptance has been completed. We've got 6 tons of fuel loaded and balanced. Seatbelt signs are on. It is got 3.5 green and the barrel ref. QNH is 1018, set and cross-checked, and 600 feet. Lovely.
Departure check completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Let's get back on the tower
Super
frequency.
766 is 9 miles, 01 left. Super 766, Cardamom Tower, hello. Information, Mike is current, QNH 1018. Runway 01 left to clear to land. Winds 030 degrees, 7 knots. 101 left, clear to land, 07 left, 01 left. Speedbird 766.
And Tower Scandinavian 541 stands 68. We're ready for push and start.
Scandinavian 541, push and start approved, QNH 1018, straight push.
Push start approved, QNH 1018, and a straight push for Scandinavian 541.
Locking gear.
Okay, before start checklist, parking brake is on, takeoff data is confirmed, windows are closed, EFB's flight mode, doors closed and armed, and the beacon light is on. Oh, something sinister happening over there.
Parking brakes. Release parking brakes.
Just waiting for the jetway to go before I actually release those parking brakes. There we go. Okay, and parking brakes released.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at wheel.
Okay, notable steerings disconnected. Engine mode selected to ignition, starting engine 1. Elliot used to work on the SAS Q400s in Exeter, and the chief inspector who would sign off everything looked like Basil Fawlty. would you want to fly on an aircraft that Basil had signed off? Oh, who's flying a Fenix livery? Not seen one of those for ages.
Set parking brakes.
That looks like a very strange push to me.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now ask for your attention while we take you through the safety procedures on this aircraft. A safety card is in your seat pocket showing the exit routes, oxygen masks,
Parking brake set.
life jackets, and the brace position that you must adopt if you hear brace, brace.
Locking gear.
Even if you need to push back further, I need to get rid of GSX, otherwise it just knackers up the nose wheel steering disconnect.
And 2 at the front of the cabin.
Engine 1's available, starting
More
engine
lighting will
2.
guide you to an exit. Please be aware that your nearest exit may be behind you. In an emergency, leave all cabin baggage on board. Your seatbelt is fastened, adjusted, and released as shown. It must be fastened when the seatbelt signs are on, and we recommend that you keep it fastened at all times. If the air supply fails, masks will drop from above you. Pull a mask towards you to start the oxygen. Put the mask over your nose and mouth. Hold in place with the
Tow
strap.
truck disconnected.
Pull on
Bypass pin
each side
removed.
to adjust. Put on your own mask
Left
before
is
helping
clear.
others.
Right is clear.
If we land on water, take the life jacket from under your seat. Put it over your head.
Scotty, if only I could do a return flight starting at 6 PM for you. Sadly, that's not going to be the case
And
today.
pull the strap to adjust. Do not inflate it inside the aircraft. When outside, inflate
For the
by pulling the
K36
toggle.
Charlie, the Bravo 1
If
line
it
up
fails to
4801 right.
inflate or needs topping up,
Voyage
blow
Bravo
into
1
the
line up
tube.
away to runway 01
There
right.
is a light and whistle to retract the tension. We also carry flotation aids for children.
Ground crew's happy, showing us
Your
the pin.
tray table must now be stowed,
Nice and clear
armrest
both
down,
sides.
window blinds open, and seatbelt fastened. We wish you a pleasant flight with EasyJet.
Okay, so engine 2's happy, engine mode selectors back to normal, APU can come off, anti-ice not required, APU masters off, spoilers rudder flaps.
For the K36 Charlie, runway 01 right, so clear for takeoff. Wind 03037 knots.
And our after-start
Runway
checklist.
01
Anti-ice is
right,
off,
left
ECAM
exit,
status
traffic,
is
36
checked, the
Speedboat 766,
pitch trim
welcome
30,
until Gardermoen.
rudder
Taxi to stand 60
neutral.
via Victor and Yankee. 605 Victor, yeah, these people itself, 66, thank you, sir.
flight control check while we're here, then I can concentrate on where we're going. Full left, full right, neutral, full up, full down, neutral rudder, full right, full left, and neutral. Tower Scandinavian 541's ready for taxi.
Scandinavian 541, now you're able to make a left turn for your current position.
Affirmative, and we are going to need a full length departure today, Scandinavian 541.
Scandinavian 541, roger. Make a left turn, taxi Hotel and November to Alpha 1.
Left turn, then Hotel November, hold Alpha 1 for runway 01 left, Scandinavian 541. Okay.
Phoenix 190, about ready for taxi.
First, speedboat 766, hold short Papa. Hold short Papa, speedboat 766. Phoenix 190 in front of you, there should be a beautiful Airbus A320 Scandinavian. Follow that one to 01 left.
A beautiful Scandinavian.
I don't know about beautiful, but we'll follow the Scandinavian. Phoenix 190, man.
Your words, not mine. Nordic 36 Charlie, no further ATC, monitor Unicorn 122.8, have a good flight, so long.
Unicorn 122.8, Nordic 36 Charlie, thanks, bye-bye.
Tower, Scandinavian,
Okay then, quick pets check. So, no change on performance, try figures, full length, runway 01 left. No LMCs. Engine procedure is non-standard, 9 miles from the GRM VOR, right hand turn to the inside holding point. Get ourselves up to 4,000 feet if we need to. And departure is massive 4 Alpha, straight out, left turn. We can clear up on schedule, pre-selected clean speed, and the initial climb is 7,000. Do you know what? I want to just double check that pre-selected speed once we're on a straight path. Just got a sneaky feeling I've pre-selected the might have pre-selected the maximum speed rather than clean speed. Right, does Hotel cross November in a minute?
After the Phoenix to your 11 o'clock has been taxiing to right on Hotel taxi.
Yeah, I thought I had. Don't know what made me think of that.
Phoenix taxi style 60, thank you.
Daft thing to do. Is the overlay not working again? Silly thing. Let me just give it a quick kick. Okay, taxi checklist flight controls have been checked. Well, actually, just before we do that, now we've made the turn and we're done. Right, taxi checklist flight controls have been checked. Flap setting config 1, FMA, climb nav blue, 1FD2, 7,000 blue, radar predictive wind shear is on, ECAM we've got takeoff no blue, and the FB is stowed. Let's get that disconnected. There we are. So this is Orbex's Oslo airport. There is of course the amazing free one as well, but this is Orbex's, which is of course, as you would expect, simply stunning. Hey, Captain Kevin, does the flyby-wire A320 allow you to have two separate pages of info on the McDoos? No, they're both linked. So the Fenix does, but not the fly-by-wire. Right, just check. November is this first left turn, isn't it? Yes.
Scanner 396, taxi to San 36, straight ahead.
Right out 36, Scanner 396.
Fantastic to get some air traffic control as well for our flight today. I also think... oh no, it's Finnish control that's online. I thought Oslo departure was online, it's not. Hey Barry, how you doing, mate? Good afternoon to you, hope you are well. I need to come up with an emoji, don't I, for the channel members, for the broken overlay. It seems to happen that often. Confirmation from cabin crew that they're all ready. Oh, Barry, your team won the championship this weekend. Fantastic. Hopefully a good time to celebrate. Hey, CP Treadwell. Hope you're well. Eliana needs to put an overlay check on the checklist. It's not on the real checklist, it's not on mine, I'm afraid. So we've got two giveaways, remember. We're going to do one when we're in cruise, and then we'll do the other one once we've landed and checked out that new airport. Hey Oliver, am I using FSLTL? I'm using the models along with FS traffic models, so I've basically got both in there. Lots of space on my SSD drive taken up with models and liveries. So yeah, I'm using both, and but I don't use their traffic injector because obviously you don't want that when you're on VATSIM. It's one or the other, not both. Really looking forward to the flight today because this is just one of the most scenic parts of the world, isn't it? So we've got clear skies as well. It should look absolutely beautiful.
Scandinavian 501, the Alpha 1, line up on the 01, left and wait.
Fit Alpha 1, line up and wait, room 01 left, Scandinavian 501. Hey, Wilson Williams. So with the fly-by-wire, you will always usually taxi a little bit quick because the Neo engines, as efficient as they are, they actually taxi the aircraft under idle thrust, and that is a real-world trait. The only way you can sort of prevent it is to apply incremental brake pressure, which, if you've got rudder pedals that can do that, makes it much, much easier. The only other thing you can do is a single-engine taxi, which again is something that is done in the real world, so that's quite realistic.
Phoenix 19 Lima, behind departing traffic in front. If you line up runway 01 left and wait via Alpha 2, brakes Scandinavian 501, runway 01 left to clear for takeoff, wind 030 degrees, 7 knots.
Clear for takeoff, runway 01 left, Scandinavian 501.
Behind the departing
Okay,
Scandinavian
so
line up
we know the
01,
approach
runway
path's
behind.
clear,
Finish 19 Lima.
lights are on. And the lineup checklist. So cabin is secured, takeoff runway is full length 01 left, TCAS TRA and packs 1 and 2 are off. Paranoid check, they are off. Okay. Alright then guys, let's go. There's the train over to the left. It's that clear today, we can see it, lovely. Alright, take off. Start the chrono and 50% M1. Engines stable. Set takeoff thrust, man flex, SAS and runway. Engine number 2 critical. Great runway textures.
100 knots.
Checked. Bump in the taxiway there. V1. And we'll rotate. Gears up, nav. Get that autopilot on a little bit earlier than normal, just because I want to see that gorgeous views. You can do some train spotting as well at this airport. There's a running train. Nice to visit this part of the world and it not be covered by snow. Thrust climb.
Phoenix 19 Lima, runway 01 left to clear for takeoff, wind 030 degrees 7 knots.
Clear for takeoff, thank you very much. Finish 19 Lima.
That's a
And
bit
Evan
bumpy.
541 and unfortunately no further ATC. Monitor Unicom 122.8, have a good flight, so long.
Overdue to go 122.8. Thanks so much for the service, Scandinavian 541. Bye bye. Yeah, a little bit of wind there, wasn't there, as we were departing out. Right, that's S speed, so flaps 0, spoilers disarmed. No ATC. Past that speed constraint as well now, so let's accelerate away. Open climb 200 blue.
Catamount Tower, good afternoon. November 495 Charlie X-ray at have information Oscar QNH 101 and request clearance to vacant.
Too much time sightseeing.
November 495 Charlie X-ray, Gardermoen Tower, riktig god eftermiddag. You are clear to Keflavik via Atlap 5 Alpha departure. Climb initially 7,000 feet, squawk 2547.
Kevin, you did hear passengers scream. They didn't like that turbulence, did they?
Alpha departure initially 7,000, flat 70, and squawk 2547 495 Charlie X-ray.
November Charlie X-ray, we're back correct. Phoenix 19 Lima, no further ATC. Monitor Unicom 122.8, have a good flight, so long.
Over to Unicom now, thank you for your service today, Phoenix 19 Lima.
Okay, so just check the after takeoff flows, spoilers, flaps, gear, lights can come off. Too bright anyway, don't need those. Jumbo, why did I turn off the packs? Just the normal standard operating procedures that I'm used to following. I don't know if Scandinavian do that. They probably don't. It's more of a low-cost carrier kind of thing. Just makes the engines, gives them a bit better performance for takeoff.
Ladies and gentlemen, please keep your seatbelt fastened while the seatbelt sign is on. We recommend that you keep your seatbelt fastened whenever you are seated. Toilets are located at each end of the cabin. Remember that smoking is not permitted at any time.
One of the most beautiful,
cigarettes.
beautiful parts of the world to fly over, isn't it, Scandinavia?
November 495, Charlie XA is ready for Jonathan.
Right, past 10,000 feet then. Let's do the usual things. So, lights are already off. We've got airports on the EFIS. Clear out that radar page.
118, push start approved, November 495, Charlie XA.
5310, that's going to be fine. 0 our cost index and secondary flight plan, copy. Let's continue our way up to flight level 310. 310 blue, and up we go. So we'll leave the seatbelt signs on just a little bit longer. We're past 10,000 feet now, but we've just been bumping around a little bit. We'll ding the cabin crew so they can start doing their cabin service stuff and get ready for those. As the giveaway, we're going to be giving away 2 copies of Palanga Airport in Lithuania, which is our destination for today. So we'll be there in a little over an hour's time. Apparently it looks roasting in the cabin. I don't know what we got. Couldn't find the one I wanted then. 24 degrees. 24 degrees. I like being warm, although 25 degrees. I always end up, whenever I fly, I'm either too hot or too cold. I never know what to wear. It depends what the pilots are going to do with their with the aircon systems. Jordan, did I forget to change to Unicom? Yes and no. I just left it on tower frequency just for a bit of background ATC chatter. We're in Unicom space now. I don't need to make any calls on Unicom, so we might as well just leave it there for a couple of moments. ATC always makes things sound a bit better, doesn't it? Oh wow, gorgeous. Simply gorgeous. That's it then. Next stop, Lithuania. I think things have calmed down a bit now, bump-wise, so we'll get rid of them.
Hot mic.
Ladies and gentlemen, the seatbelt sign has now been turned off. You are now free to move around the cabin and the toilets are now available. However, when in your seat, we recommend that you keep your seatbelt fastened at all times in case of unexpected turbulence. Please contact a member of the cabin crew if you require assistance. Thank you.
Australian Airlines 6 Lima Echo, your hot micing.
We don't come into Scandinavia too often, do we, here on the channel? But when we usually do, it's normally covered by snow. Not today, though. So once we get to our cruising altitude, do the cruise checks and things, we will then we'll then do the first giveaway of today. Remember, in order to be in with the chance of winning a copy of Palanga Airport, you just need to be a subscriber to the channel. That is all. James, I don't use Volanta. I know plenty of people here in the chat do.
6 Lima Fox radio check.
Only reason I don't use it is just because it's another application to have running in the background, and you know, when you're streaming and you've got loads of other things going on anyway. I just want to
requesting clearance to Vienna.
Keep the resources for the PC as free as possible.
There we go. Australian Airlines 6 Lima Foxtrot. Clear to destination Vienna via Vipa.
Captain KV, is SimSmart worth getting? Bit of a conflict of interest there, Captain KV, for me. If you're flying light aircraft, or a 737 perhaps, Although you can still use the engine out, etc. for it. But if you're flying light aircraft, then probably not.
Clearance remains the same.
If you're flying Airbus, then the fly-by-wire, certainly.
Okay, amendment to...
And I use the engine out procedure and thrust reduction values from it for the Fenix aircraft. So if anyone is about to depart actually with the Fenix aircraft and you want some accurate V-speeds and flex temp, happy to give you those on stream. We'll just use this copy here and I'll do some calculations for you and see how that works. If anyone wanted a demonstration of SimSmart, happy to do that. Oliver, when do you turn on and off the packs? Okay, so they want to be on when you've got the APU running on the ground, so the cabin's not overheating with sweaty passengers. Low-cost carriers, such as the Orange Airline, whose standard operating procedures I basically follow, you turn the pack off when you've been given line-up clearance, and then you turn it back on again after thrust reduction. Captain KB, yeah, I'll happily give you a demo of SimSmart. So, all I need from you, we can do this live on the fly, so I'm not manipulating figures, Captain KB. Give me an airport that you're departing from, and your takeoff weight. That's all I need. Airport you're departing from, and takeoff weight.
You're clear to Corfu via Vispa 6 Bravo departure. Time initially 7000, squawk 5073.
Elliot, what can SimSmart give you that the EFB calculators for the Fenix can't? So the engine out procedure is basically the biggest thing. And all of the takeoff performance calculations the Fenix does is all based up on the transition altitude, etc. Not transition altitude, sorry. Let me just get rid of that. Let's just go into Unicom.
November 495 Charlie X-ray.
Yeah, so the thrust reduction acceleration altitudes that the Fenix gives you, an engine out acceleration, is all based on basically 1,000 feet above ground level or 1,500 feet above ground level. It doesn't differentiate between noise abatement 1 and noise abatement 2, where SimSmart does. Captain KB, right, okay, so that's a great piece. That's a great calculation for us to do. So let's have a look. So you're departing Belfast International. Let's just grab the METAR. So 1208, you're probably going to be departing then on what, runway 25, I would imagine. That's the main one. Actually, no. Maybe runway 7 would be preferable. So runway 7. Runway conditions, I don't know the full runway conditions. I'm guessing it's dry today. Do you want your packs on or off? I'll leave them off as per our departure here today. Your takeoff weight you've just given us is 62, rounded up it's 62.2, so 62.2, oops, it's 0.6. If you're in the fly-by-wire aircraft, usually your CFG is less than 27%, so it's forward. Takeoff thrust, I'm presuming you want to be energy and fuel efficient, so we'll go for flex departure and we'll go with config 1. Your packs will be off, anti-ice is off, and calculate. So there's your V-speeds, there's your flex, and that's your engine out procedure as well. Also tells you the runway slope and things like that. Now that is using a full length departure. If I have a quick look at Belfast, is there an option for an intersection departure? Let's just check that out. So can you depart via runway 17? Let's have a look. Oh, yeah, you can depart via runway 35 if you want a slightly shorter taxi. So then your takeoff run is 2197 metres, 2197. Well, then you can go use full length. No, we want 2197. So you're going to change that, hit calculate, and you'll see the speeds have changed slightly because you're now using less runway. So hopefully that's helped you out. And there's your thrust reduction acceleration values as well. These V-speeds are only applicable to the fly-by-wire A320NX. These are not applicable to the Fenix aircraft or a 737, for example. In the fly-by-wire, your centre of gravity is always 32. Well, if that is the case, then you just set it to standard, which is greater than 27. To be fair, they may have changed it. It always used to be a little forward compared to the real aircraft. So if we went standard, I'm not sure if that actually changes anything. Oh, it did change the V-speeds because of where that weight's distributed. So yeah, there you go. And just to say, well, let's say now you're doing a takeoff, still from that intersection. Let's say you're heavy. Let's say you're 70 tons. Now let's do a calculation. So look how your thrust has now really dropped because of how heavy you are. Let's go even heavier. Let's go 75. Is that even possible? Yes, it is. Yeah. But if you're taking off somewhere like, I don't know, Jersey, which has only got 1,800 meters to play with, and then you hit calculate, yeah, it's going to say, yeah, your maximum takeoff weight with this configuration and condition is 7.1. Yeah, so basically, I want to take off at 75 tons, but maximum I can take off with that weather and that configuration is 71.8. So what we can do then is, well, then let's increase the flaps. Let's go config 2. Will that work? It's getting closer. It's now 73, close to 74 tons. All right, let's go config 3. Yes, that works. Just. In fact, that works by 36 kilogram. Would you be happy with that? No, probably not. So then what you do is, instead of doing flex, let's go toga. Let's see if that changes the maximum takeoff weight permitted. It gives you an extra 100 kilogram. So technically that should work. But of course, if you're taking off from Belfast, you just go full length instead. Use full length runway, do that, and then look at that, your maximum takeoff weight is increased drastically. So there you are. That's basically how it all works. Get rid of that. Hopefully that was a good enough demonstration. Right, we're now at cruising level, flight level 310. So we'll set that, and we'll just cycle through the ST pages, and we'll do a fuel check as well. Make sure nothing's broken.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, we're delighted to hear that we're now at our cruising altitude, and we hope to keep you nice views throughout the flight as we have good weather ahead and should be experiencing turbulence. Of course, this means that you will not spill any of your drinks that you may have from the cabin crew as they begin starting and waiting around the aircraft. Could you please ensure that the eyes are kept clear so the cabin crew can offer you their cabin service, which will begin shortly. A reminder that EasyJet's pilot channel members are able to access free drinks throughout the duration of the flight. Thank you, and I invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the remainder of the flight.
Okay, so LEGPO. Let's have a look at our fuel. Do a fuel check there. Once we do this, we're going to do a giveaway. So guys, stick around. We're going to give away our first copy of Palanga. Let's have a look then and bring up our operational flight plan. So we took 6 tons of fuel, didn't we? Which is about call it 200 kilograms extra. We've got the contingency, which is also a 200 kilograms extra. In total, that's 400 kilograms extra fuel. So if we now search for that waypoint, what was it? LEGPO. Where are you? There you go. So add 400 kilograms to this. That is basically 4.4 tons. 4,400 kilograms, 4.4 tons. What have we got? 4,460. So yeah, fuel check is bob on. We've not got a fuel leak or anything daft like that. Yeah, it's all working. All working nice. Okay then, guys. So who is ready for a giveaway of this airport? Now, it's not an airport I actually know too much about. In fact, until I saw that it was released, I'd never heard of it before. No, I'm not. My geography knowledge on Lithuania is pretty rubbish, to be honest with you. So what we're going to do is we are going to roll the first giveaway, and all you need to do to be in with a chance of winning a copy of this airport, Palanga Airport in Lithuania, recently released, all you need to do is type into the chat window now, type in for me the ICAO code, which is here on screen or at the top of your screen. It's Echo Yankee Papa Alpha. Echo Yankee Papa Alpha. Type that into the chat and we'll roll that in a couple of minutes. So off you go. Type that in and we'll see who is the lucky winner of the first giveaway. Remember, there are 2 copies to give away as well, so all you will need to do in order to redeem a copy of this is you will need to have an AnyBuilds account, as that is how it's going to be distributed. I'll plug this back in before it runs out of charge. And Lithium Design has also entered the chat. Lithium Design is responsible for the airport we're flying to today and giving away today at Palanga Airport in Lithuania. Great to see you on board, Lithium. Really glad you could join us. Said he should probably also tap. That might be a bit unfair. It may be. It may be. So another 60 seconds or so and we'll roll the first of 2 giveaways. I said we're going to do one whilst we're at cruise and then we'll do another one once we have landed. So looking forward to that. So, big shout out, welcome to Lithium Design. This is the first of their aircraft, their airports I think we've showcased on the channel. So, really great to have them on board today. And a huge thank you to them as well for allowing us to donating 2 copies to give away to you guys as well. So, another 30 seconds and we'll roll that first giveaway. Hey, LA Kids 143, hadn't seen you come on. Willie is also here. Aaron, great stuff, guys. Flight Sim Frapper Mum. I've just realised I haven't said hello to anybody today. I'm so sorry. Concentrating on flying. Alright, 10 more seconds if you haven't done so already to type in Echo Yankee Papa Alpha. And we'll roll it. Okay, so the winner of our first copy of Palanga Airport today is, congratulations, goes to channel member Valstrom. Congratulations, Valstrom. You have won the first copy. Just give us a wave, Valstrom, in the chat. Let's just make sure that you are still there. And if you haven't won it this time, don't worry, stick around because we do have another copy to give away in about 45 minutes time once we get on the ground. So I'm just waiting for Valstrom to confirm he's there. There you go, Valstrom. Okay, Valstrom, what I need you to do, Valstrom, is just contact me either via email or you can drop me a message on our Discord server. Get in touch there. And yeah, we'll get you sorted. We'll get you hooked up with Lithium Designs. And remember, you just need an AnyBuilds account to be able to access your free 1 copy of this airport. So do that for you after the stream. So once again, a thank you to Lithium Designs for donating this copy, and we've got one more to give away in a little while. So don't worry if you didn't win that one. Right, we need to do some en route weather checks. Well, the obvious one would be Stockholm over there, wouldn't it? Arlanda. I mean, I could just look out the window and see how gorgeous the weather is today. Just sign out the first officers. Trying to think what other airports we can use as well for this. There we go, Cavalcade, could pretty much guess that looking out the window. 06011, so yeah, Arlander is wide open. So what we also are going to do now is, I'm going to update the equitime point. So we're obviously going to be flying over the Baltic Sea, and we can see that, you know, if anything goes wrong, it would be nice to know where the sort of midpoint is between Palanga and, let's say, Stockholm. So where the halfway point is. So if something goes wrong, we'll carry on. If we've passed that point, or if something goes wrong before the midpoint, we'll turn around and get back to Stockholm or somewhere else that's sensible. Obviously, bigger airports are preferable if something decides to blow up. We've also got Visby Airport down here, but let's just go and do that, and then we can see the equitime point getting updated. So if we go to our data page and the equitime point, so instead of Oslo, because the midpoint you see of our actual flight at the moment is probably, well, pretty much almost a beam Stockholm at a rough guess. So that's not a realistic midpoint to have. You want a midpoint when you're flying over the ocean or the sea. It's not really an ocean, is it? Ooh, just before we do that, has air traffic control just come alive? No, it hasn't. Phoenix 19 Lima. Is that you, Dark, by any chance? Why are you in a Phoenix aircraft? Better than a Boeing aircraft. Right, let's do this. ESSA. There we go. Get that updated. We should see there the equitime point just changing now, so we can see it's just there between the two. So good to have that. Good to have that line. Dark, you've got no SAS livery installed. I am very surprised, Dark, you didn't decide to fly a Norwegian 737, who do operate this flight in the real world. Scandinavian operations, center delay code for 8 minutes. Oh, do we have to? Go on then, I'll be a good pilot. Why were we late? Oh, let's just go with incorrect departure time. ODI. Fair enough, for 8 minutes. Is that a fancy way of saying the clock was wrong? Oh, Dark, of course, you're in the middle of a mass reinstallation of everything, aren't you? There, good evening, HD. Evening, afternoon. Blame the last crew for being late, that's what you do. Yeah, but in your case, it's probably true. Let's clear that message. I don't like having anything on here. It makes me think something's broken. So much space over this part of the world, so much greenery. It's probably what Britain looked like 600 years ago. Now everywhere's built.
In just a few moments, we'll commence our in-flight service, offering you the chance to purchase a selection of hot beverages, together with drinks and snacks from the bar. We accept payment in pounds, euros, most major currencies, and debit or credit cards. The correct change would be greatly appreciated, and if we can be of any further assistance, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
Alright, quick drink for me. I'm still suffering with the sunburn that I got yesterday at Manchester Airport. Honestly. I've gone from looking like Rudolph to a tomato. It was one of those really dangerous sort of days where it was pleasant sat in the sun, but you didn't feel any sort of heat or burning because there was a bit of a gentle breeze throughout the day. It was really nice. I'll tell you what I did do yesterday whilst we were at Manchester Airport with my lad. We went all out aviation geek, like top level. So he's 8 now, and he's always been interested in planes from a young age. Don't know where he gets that from. And he noticed, sort of for the first time yesterday, that aircraft have different registration numbers on the backs of the tails, because the runways that they were using yesterday, 05 left for departures. If you're in the aviation viewing gallery, for those of you that know it, they literally taxi so close to you. At some point where some of the heavies, the wingtips are almost overhanging the fence where you stood underneath. It's great. So we noticed that there was registration numbers on each one. Obviously, all the EasyJets that were taken off began with Golf. The Ryanairs, some were Golf, some were Echo India, and he was like, why are they all different? So I was explaining to him how where the aircraft were registered, that is basically, that's the identifier for the first letter or first 2 letters, or sometimes a number, as it is with Emirates and Qatar. And I said you can actually buy books which have got all of the codes in for each aircraft, and then you tick them off as you see them. And he kind of got a bit excited by this, so he said, "Could we get one?" Well, they've got a shop there, haven't they? So we went in and we had a look. There were 3 or 4 different books that were available. So I found one that wasn't overly expensive and was quite nice to handle. It wasn't going to fall apart or anything. And basically had in everything that I'd just seen over the last 2-3 minutes. And suddenly he got his young aviation geek on. He sat there with a pen. He's got the Flight Radar app. He's running alongside, checking literally. And I actually found this was a great educational experience for him, because he suddenly had to learn how to use an index, and then how to look through in alphabetical order, all the different registrations for all the different airlines that we were seeing. And some of them were like, we saw a couple of Jet 2s, which weren't actually Jet 2s. They were in Jet 2 colours, but they were leased from various different other operators. So, because there were a couple of A330s that came in that were Jet 2s, which they have for the holiday season. So we had to work out, well, yeah, they're Jet 2. But actually, they're leased by somebody else, and Flight Radar 24 helps you with that. But yeah, I thought that actually, do you know what? This may be real geeky, but it's actually teaching him how to sort of use a book and index and work out how to look up things in alphabetical order. So I was happy. That was that was the way I justified it. HD get saving for that ATPL. Yeah, I know. YouTube advertising needs to start paying more. As long as the girls don't decide to go down the same route. Can't do 4 of them. Lemon Wolf, imagine building a home cockpit and flying with your kid. Oh, that's probably cheaper than an ATPL. Though maybe not by much these days. Paul, you used to have those books as a kid, but for train spotting. Do they do it for trains as well? Well, I guess they would do, yeah. They've got the registration numbers as well, haven't they, on the engines? So yeah, why not? Why not indeed? Hey Steve, think of the cheap holidays you have. That's one way to offset it, I suppose. Knowing my luck, he'll go and end up flying for a local airline in Asiana or somewhere daft like that. So my cheap European holidays aren't so cheap anymore. Let me go through and have a look. I have no idea where we're flying to. I say we're obviously flying to Palanga. I don't know that airport at all, so I should probably have a quick look and see if there's anything important. Noise abatement procedures. Yeah, fine. Low visibility procedures. Don't need to worry about that today. Tax procedures, wingspan restrictions. Refer to 10.9. Let's have a look. Okay, yeah, that's fine. We'll have a look at those in a minute. 180 to turn on runway for aircraft Cat C and D are allowed only in designated areas at the ends of the runways. Aircraft movement stands are guided by marshallers. Stands 1 to via stand 1. Taxi stands 1 and 2 is possible via stand 1 from Charlie only. 3 to 7 possible via the next free stand. Parking direction must be to the west. Okay, let's have a look at the map and have a look at the actual airport. So we're going to be landing on 19, I think it is, which is an ILS approach, which is great. So we can get off an Alpha, that would be great. If not, it's all the way to the end and backtracking, turning around and back to Alpha. Right, so where the heck did it say where we're going? So we're taxiing down via Charlie. Oh, I see. So given the close proximity of all these stands, is the idea then presumably to taxi in via Charlie, come around, and then taxi facing west? I think that's what it said, wasn't it? Parking direction 37 must be to the west only. Okay, stand 8 is performed only from Delta. Parking must be to the south. Where was that? That was stand 8. Oh, I see. That's a stand as well then, facing south. Okay, so it's yeah, that's interesting. So it's Charlie and then all the way around. That's interesting. Lithium, that's a great tip. So if we want stand 7, we would turn left on 6 and then a sharp turn onto 7. Oh, I see. I see. It's quite a scenic airport when you're taxiing following all the way through. So down onto Charlie and then back around, or you said, did it? I think it said actually you could enter by the other vacant stands, didn't it? Stands 3 to 7 is possible via the next free stand. So 3 to 7. Yeah, I see. I see. So if you're wanting stand 1 or 2, it's all the way down to the end. However, what you can do is then taxi via, say, 5 into 6, 6 into 7, 4 into 5, 3 into 4, etc., etc. Nice. Good to read stuff like this now rather than working it out when we're there. Particularly for a place I don't know. Kevin says a lot of the old Soviet-built airports seem to be like that, means you don't need a tug. Well, of course, it saves money, doesn't it? I don't know the going rate for a tug, but I'm guessing they're not cheap. That's fine. HD, most complicated part of the brief. Which way do we face to park? You joke, but the amount of times I've gone to an airport, looked to try and park and thought... Geneva is a prime example. I still look at the map at Geneva and my brain hurts for a moment until I've sorted it out. I was trying to work out why they had you flying all the way around over the land and not straight in from Turin. I mean, I'm happy to do the full procedure. We get a nice scenic view of the airport as we go around, don't we? Right, well, while I've just got this chart up, let's just grab some info from it. So, transition altitude is 5,000 feet. Let me get the latest weather as well whilst we're here. Willie says used tugs are like £50,000. Do you know what? That is a lot cheaper than I expected. Lemon in Russia, if there isn't a tug, you just push it. I could see that being a thing. Right, what's that? That's 15 minutes old. 240 at 4 cav. Okay, yeah, so ILS 19 is going to be fine. HT stops you flying in Latvian airspace, mind you, be more worried about Kaliningrad. Is the border actually shown on there? Ah, yes. Oh, I see. Yeah, okay, good spot. Yeah, keeps you within their airspace. Fair enough. Dark Fury, airport towing costs airlines up to £100 a minute. Interesting you say that, Dark, because yesterday we watched 2 aircraft at Manchester pulled off remote stands to the gate so that the passengers could be loaded. I mean, would they charge the airlines for that as well? You think, well, you parked us here, you got us on the remote stand to get us out of the way. We've got to pay for that. I don't know how it works. Right, yeah, runway visual range, that's going to be fine. Minimum's 270. Platform altitude. God, that's low. Ian is the identifier today. India Alpha November. 32 feet. Missed approach is straight out with a right turn. Climbing 3000. Fine. Navade, so we've got both a VOR and NDB here. So we'll put those in PLG and PN. And constraints have us down 5,000, 3,000. Cool. Is that the contrail of Messer's Dark Fury? Bet it is. Wow. Well, if that is you, Dark Fury, that is a proper Nick move. Look. Your shortcut has been visually represented by your contrail. Hey Barney-Ox, hope you're doing well. Hey Steve, greetings from Pefkos, hope you're well. Right, let's check all that box out and get it set up. Is that not you, Dark? I don't know who that is then. Those speeds look pretty good to me. Don't need to muck about with those. Alright, so got the rad nav sorted. So PLG 150 miles away. Papa November 149 miles away. That's fine. So rad nav page is filled. What's the blooming code for this place? EYPA19. Oops, didn't put the cost index back to 4. Right, QH 1020. Temperature is 22 degrees. See, that's a nice temperature. Winds 240 at 4. Transit altitude's 5,000. And let's do a landing calculation. See if we're going to do config 3 or not. I would imagine config 3 will be fine. What's our landing weight going to be? Call it 58.8, 59, 60, 61. No, let's call it 62 to be conservative. It's dry. 19. That's interesting. How long's the runway here? 22 to 80. Well, flaps 3 should be fine. If I could do flaps 3 and use medium, that might, if I can get off, that'd be really nice. In fact, you know what? If we can get down and get off at alpha, that would be great. So, do you know what? I'm going to go flaps full. We don't do flaps full that often. I'm going to go flaps full and I'm going to go medium, see if we can get off. I think this aircraft slows down quicker than the real thing anyway, so that should work. All right. So, flaps full. We don't do that too often. Minimums are 270. And we just copy the active flight plan. Done. Alright then guys, ready for a brief. Top of descent is in a little over 60 miles, so let's crack on with that. So the weather in Palanga, Lithuania today is beautiful. As we can see, we're expecting light winds 240 at 4, so slight wind from the right as we're coming in, but not very much. It is varying though, 190320, so just be aware of that. It's cab okay, 22 degrees, and QNH is 1020. Aircraft is still all working, nothing else is broken other than the weather radar. No times that are going to affect our arrival. Threats to be aware of, just a bit of unfamiliarity. We've never been there before, so it's brand new. Quick look at the chart. MSA looks nice and low, so 15 coming in, then 1917. So I'm guessing, I don't know the area, but I'm guessing there's no terrain really to speak of, so that's fine. In fact, it looks pretty straightforward from a threat point of view, so that's going to be nice. No air traffic control, so we just need to be aware of that and make our usual calls on Unicom. So how are we going to fly this? Well, we'll stick to our speed constraints as they are there. We've got a couple of altitude constraints, so try and do most of this in managed mode, to be fair. And if we can get sort of below the... we might need to get just below the profile, just on the initial descent, so we can slow down. We don't want to be left too high at the initial approach fix nappers. So the idea will be sort of green dots as we get to 405, and then flaps 1 on the downwind as we start to make that base turn. In fact, flaps 1 at nappers, that should work fine. And then from there, flaps 2 as we inset the glide slope. Actually, just speaking about that, the only other threat is quite a low. It's quite a low platform altitude. It's not really a threat, but it's just something to be aware of. If we need to get down, lowest we can select is like altitude 1,300. In case we need to do sort of a glide slope capture from above, in case something's gone wrong with the energy management. But yeah, just be aware of that. Other than that, though, it's pretty straightforward. Let's have a look at the actual approach then. So the 13-2 Bravo arrival is an ILS approach. It's normal 3 degrees. How wide's our runway? 45 meters. That's all normal. So nothing daft. Nothing daft there. We are, as HD has alluded to with the emojis, we're going to drop anchor and use auto brake medium, try and get off so we don't have to waste time backtracking. Once we have got her in, then if we can get off then at alpha, we'll vacate our runway. We then make a right hand turn, go down Charlie, and then any of the spaces that are vacant will go make a left turn and then swing into the adjacent
area traffic, Fenix 19, we're 90 miles
the adjacent
Delta.
parking spot.
We're descending now for the Tier 2 Bravo arrival into 19.
So yeah, that should get us in. That's fine. No single engine taxi. Just someone start the timer, because I'll forget. Someone start the timer once we've slowed down, because it might not take me 3 minutes to get in all the way around. So I don't think I might get there before we actually need to before we can shut the engines down. So just be aware of that. Go around then. Straightforward, straight out. Climbed 1,900 feet. Once we're there, right hand turn, max 220, so that's going to be S speed, and climbing up to 3,000 feet, missed approach altitude. So I think that is all. Everything pretty much done. Just go through the box then. So just confirming, we've got the Tier 2 Bravo arrival, ILS runway 19, RadNav, we've got the VOR, and we've got the NDB, both for our airport, 101 miles away. And VAP is 136, cleans 220, minimum's 270. It's going to be a flaps full landing. And our landing weight, we've done our landing calculation, in-flight landing calculation, that's going to be fine. And the secondary flight plan is the same as the active. Alright, job done. Lithium, sometimes the Air Baltic pilots vacate the runway without even turning around at the end. I mean, would that... I don't know what sort of the radius and things are for the... Because they're on the A320s, are they? Don't know very much about that aircraft. Maybe they're allowed to... maybe they're allowed to do that. Maybe it's special preference. Pretty certain I read in the charts that you had to use the designated turning pad. 180s on the runway for aircraft Cat C and D are allowed only in designated areas at ends of each runway, so... What category is the A320? I'm guessing it's going to be a Cat C, isn't it? It's not going to be a Cat B, is it? I wouldn't have thought. HD, I didn't want to say that this summer. I was going to use favouritism. Nepotism, fair enough. I don't want to do that. I just want to get off at Alpha. I want to get off and be done. First officer needs a walk. Lithuania, we have another dark plummet, yeah. Looks like a meteor. And then once we get there, we'll roll the giveaway for our second copy of Palanga Airport in Lithuania, courtesy of Lithium Designs, who is also in the chat as well. So if you've got any questions for them, then please do. Lithium, you'll have to tell us what your next project would be. We'll love hearing about upcoming projects. Right, we'll start heading down in 20 miles or so. Have a look, see if I can see any boats. No boats. There's a very lone cloud just there. That's rather random, isn't it? Going back to what I was saying yesterday with my my lad doing the registration spotting, he was gutted this morning when he woke up. Because, well, one, because he had to go back to school. He had an inset day yesterday, which is why we were there. And, yeah, I have told him you can only tick off the aircraft that you've physically seen with your own eyes. It's no good just flight radaring 24ing your way through the entire globe. You have to actually see it. So he said, well, what if I see it in the air? Obviously, I can't read it. I said, well, in that case, you can use the radar app to find out which one it is and tick it off, because you've actually seen it. So yeah, he woke up this morning, he was gutted because it was just overcast. I'm like, oh, well, you're not going to be ticking off anymore today, then, are you? Lithium says, still thinking about it. Depends if they accept me for the Air Baltic Pilot Academy. You have your final interview tomorrow. Oh, guys, everyone, please do give Lithium Designs your absolute best wishes for tomorrow, because that is an incredible and nerve-wracking day. So, Lithium, I'm sure you're going to smash it, but good luck to you. And make sure you do come back on the channel and let us know how you got on, because that is that is a great moment. So, best of luck to you. And if you do get accepted, you're going to have to come back and teach me how to fly an A320. Right, let's start heading down then. Let's select something sensible. Let's go flight level 100. So, down we go. Descent 100 blue. Top of descent.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck once again, you will be delighted to hear that we will shortly be starting our descent into our destination, at which point the cabin crew will start preparing for our arrival. If you could please make sure that all the aisles are clear and the cabin crew are able to make their way around the aircraft without any luggage in the aisles, that would be most appreciated. A reminder for our EasyJet Sim Pilot members that free drinks are still available from the cabin crew until the seatbelt signs are turned on. Please note, however, that the toilets will shortly go out of use.
Elysium, I love that. Teaches the A320, a clumsy yet beautiful plane. Clumsy. I don't think I've ever heard of a plane being described as clumsy before. That's awesome. I can see some. Is this the contrail left from Dark Fury? Can you see that on stream just out of the window? But it is, you know. The atmospheric conditions, obviously it does in real life, but the atmospheric conditions in the simulator actually make a difference to how long a contrail lasts for. That would be amazing if it did. Top Gun Aviation Alpha version 2 of the Fenix. I don't know when it will come out. You know that I'm part of their team. All I can say without sort of breaking any NDAs is, you know, progress is going very well at the minute, and they are working on it, and there's lots of stuff to do, and they don't release anything until they're absolutely happy. And fair play to them for that. It's going to be worth the wait though, that's for sure. Right, I can now see the coastline of Lithuania. Elliot says an A320 recently out of Exeter sent everyone home for 24 hours just as it was about to push due to it being overweight. Someone dropped the ball. What's the runway length at Exeter? That would be my first question. And then once you know the runway length at Exeter, it's pretty obvious you're not going to be able to do loads there, are you? No, in fact. I don't know. What is it? EGTE? Is that Exeter? Oops. So, what? 65? Oh no, I didn't realise it was as long as that. Oh, someone really has mucked up there, haven't they? Yes, so how heavy must that aircraft have been? If they could get out at around 75 ton, what have they got on that aircraft? Obviously that was a rough calculation on SimSmart, and it might have been a different aircraft. It might not have been a Neo, it could have been a CO or something, but that must have been a fully loaded aircraft. Do you know where it was flying to, Elliot? Was it flying to somewhere, you know, like Paphos, you know, Cyprus, that sort of area? So I'm trying to think of places which it's going to have to take an absolute chug load of fuel. Aviation Alpha, you're flying into Corfu, it's a VOR approach for runway 34. Do you click localizer instead of approach? HD will confirm this. I wouldn't do any. I would be sort of flying in FPA and VOR rose mode just to track that needle, and then once you're visual, happy days. We haven't done any Greek island operations for a while, have we? Might have to look at one of those one day soon. Aviation Alpha, that is also a good point. When you're in track FPA mode, if you turn, make sure once you've got the autopilot off, turn off the flight directors as well. HD, you can use final approach for a VOR approach. Really? Can you do that in real life? I thought you could only do that for RNMP.
Phoenix 19 Lima overhead steering, reducing our speed now to 250 knots to conform with the speed constraints from the start.
Didn't realise you could do it for VOR. I thought it was... But does a VOR approach have any... VOR approach doesn't have any vertical profile, does it? Just wind that speed up. We're getting a bit high on this profile. I don't want to do that. Palanga traffic, Scandinavian 541 is 24 miles to the west of the airfield. Planning the terrain to Bravo arrival runway 19 ILS, Scandinavian 541. Ah, HD does the FMGC. Okay, right. Well, that's just made VOR approaches boring. Obviously they don't on the charts, do they? But if it's got on program in the FMGC, fair enough. Oh. Well, that's not flying it in Cessna mode, is it? Boring is easy. I know. The RMP AR approach at Funchal, that's taken all the guesswork out of it.
Ladies and gentlemen, take full advantage of your tax-free allowances today and make some amazing savings with our boutique range. In your in-flight brochure, you'll find details of our award-winning selection of gifts, most with massive discounts, some of which are exclusive to you as an EasyJet customer. Make the most of your opportunity to shop and save from the comfort of your seat. If you'd like to see any products, have any questions, or would like to make great savings, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
Yeah, so HD, that's one thing Boeing, I don't want to say it does better, it just does. Airbus doesn't track a VOR. Which confused a lot of Airbus pilots, or rather confused a lot of Boeing pilots when they moved on to Microsoft Flight Simulator when this came out, because there wasn't, they were trying to work out how to do that. Obviously they couldn't in the Airbus. Right, so we're now going to start just managing the speed, stick with those constraints, and are the constraints not in the box? Okay, we're now on descent 3000 blue. I'm reducing speed. Might need a bit of drag just to help with that, actually. Bit of speed brakes.
Palanga area traffic, Phoenix 19 Lima, reducing speed now to 210 knots. We're inbound Papa Oscar 401, below 5,000 feet.
It's quite a short final, this, isn't it? Right, 10,000 feet. Speed's bleeding off, profile's coming up. Palanga traffic, Scandinavian 541 is now overhead. Papa Alpha 405 on the Turin 2 Bravo arrival for ILS approach runway 19. Okay, and the approach checklist. So, BRF QNH 1020, seatbelt signs, get those on. Thank God for checklists. Minimums 270, auto brake is medium, and the EFB is stowed.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. If you could please return to your seat and ensure that your seatbelt is securely fastened. If you are traveling with an infant, please ensure that they are secured safely using the infant seatbelt harness provided. Please contact a member of the cabin crew if you require assistance. Thank you.
So we'll fly this full procedure. Got one aircraft on the downwind ahead of us. And then remember, guys, once we've landed, we will be doing the final giveaway of this airport.
Cabin crew, please prepare the cabin for landing.
So remind our platform altitude nice and low, 1,300 feet. So with VMC conditions, I'm happy actually to set that down now to, I'll go 1.5.
Palanga air traffic.
1,500 blue.
Inbound Papa Alpha 435, reducing speed now to 180 knots for the ILS 19.
So the airport should be over there. There it is. Look forward to check that out momentarily.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will shortly be landing. Please ensure your cabin bag is safely stowed with your laptop inside. Your tray table must be stowed, armrest down, and window blind open. You now need to be seated
Flaps
with your
1,
seatbelt
speed checked.
fastened, ready for
Flaps
landing. Please help us by handing in any rubbish, newspapers, or magazines that you do not want to take with you. The toilets are no longer in service.
Not often that you get a final less than 9 miles.
Palanga air traffic, Phoenix 19 Lima established, under localizer short mile 19, short, final 5 mile.
Put that to open descent because it's not getting down. Thrust idle open descent. Just watch how this works. Keep an eye on that glide slope. We'll get flaps 2 out and gear down if we need to. Lithium, we may have got version 1 installed, which has got a couple of problems fixing current version 1.1. Thanks, Lithium. So people are hopefully now aware of that. Profile's looking a bit better. Let's pop that away. Scandinavian 541 Palanga traffic is now on the base, left-hand traffic for ILS runway 19, and we are 7 miles out. Okay, flaps 2, speed checked, flaps 2. Short final, so let's manage that speed, let's get that down. Here comes that glide slope coming up to meters. Flaps 2 out with the extra drag should helpfully get us down there.
Cabin crew, please take your seats for landing. Thank you.
I'll glide slope lock blue, Catherine Jewel, autopilot 1-2. There we go, full house, glide slope star, lock star, missed approach altitude, 3,000 feet. Let's get that set. Get the lights on, so that's done. Palanga traffic, Scandinavian 541 is now establishing runway 19, 6 mile final. Gear down. Spoilers armed. Flaps 3, speeds checked. Flaps 3. Aviation Alfie sadly don't have time for the return today. Just the one flight today. Right, nice crosswind at the minute. Flaps full.
Palanga area traffic, Phoenix 19 Lima, backtracking on 19.
And landing checklist, so cabin is secured, go around altitude 3,000 feet, set and ECAM memo, landing no wheel. It's a bit wavy, isn't it, in the wind today? 1,000 feet. Right, see if we can bring her in. Autopilot R5 control. We've heard the runway is vacated, so that's clear.
SAS 501, go around, runway is not vacated, we're still taxiing.
Go around. SRS, go around track. Positive brake, gear up. SAS 501, going around. First climb, open climb. Flaps 1. It's just full speed. Autopilot 1 engaged. Right-hand turn. Not got the go-around track in there for some reason. Okay, 3,000 feet, I have to clean up.
Palanga traffic, Phoenix 19 Lima has vacated. We do apologise, Gav.
No problem, we'll come and have another go, Scandi 541. Okay, I don't think there's anything else that's going to stop us getting in. So let's bring it back around to the left, and we'll try that approach again, shall we? So activate that approach phase, holding green dot, and we'll get us back to 405 if we can. Actually, the waypoint that I want doesn't appear to be there for some reason. Let's just get us back heading the right way. So left turn 091 and arrival ILS. Clean that up. Approach via Naples. And if we just have a look at, we could go Papa November then straight to it and fly it that way. So insert. So nav mode, direct Papa November, and at Papa November we'll cross at 3,000 feet. We're above MSA, so we're fine. So fuel 2.5 tons. We've got enough for another go, and I'm confident we'll get in this time. Unless Dark's cratered the runway. Palanga traffic, Scandinavian 541 is now inbound Papa November NDB to fly the 8-mile DME arc approach for ILS runway 19. Right, let's have another go. So, approach checklist. RFQNH 1020, seatbelts are on. Minimums, we need to reset this page. 270, that's fine. Auto brake, medium, and the EFB is still stowed. Well, at least we get to spend a little bit of extra time circling our airport. Naples and then the arc. So direct to Naples. And we'll have another go. Didn't really see much point in climbing any higher. The poor first officer wants his walk. I know, Dark, if there's a puddle on the floor, you're coming to clean it up, mate. Okay, flaps 1. Speed check.
Palanga traffic with 482 is currently 5 miles from Sompu on the on-of approach runway 01.
That's concerning. And Palanga traffic, Scandinavian 541 is 6 miles inbound Napas for the ILS approach runway 19. We anticipate being there in approximately 7 minutes.
Yeah, no worries, that's probably my bad to be honest. I'll change approach to runway 19.
No problem, Scandi 541. Alright, so yeah, we've still got the giveaway to do. We were going to do it when we landed, but we haven't landed yet. Right, let's get down then. Thrust idle, open descent, 1,500 blue. Faraz, I shall tell you when to enter once we're down on the ground. All you need to do is just be a subscriber to the channel. That's the main thing. Great wind farm just there. Didn't see that originally. Right, another nice short 6-mile final coming up. Right, platform altitude was actually 1-3. Let's see if we can just keep that CDA going. Very, very steady descent. Okay, alt glass or lock blue, cap 3 dual to part 1 and 2. That's lock star. Flaps 2, speeds checked. Flaps 2. That was an interesting bit of thrust control. Palanga traffic, Scandinavian 541 is establishing now, runway 19, ILS 5-mile final. Quite slow start. Missed approach altitude 3,000 feet set. Gear down. Spoilers. Flaps 3. Speeds checked. Flaps 3. And flaps 4. And landing checklist. Cabin secured. Again. Go around altitude 3,000 feet. ECAB memo. Landing no blue. Right, let's have another go. Andrew, welcome to the first obstacle debate. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. If you're on our Discord server, be sure to get yourself into the members lounge as well. Really appreciate your support, Andrew. Thank you so much. 1,000 feet. I love the cutout of the trees where the road runs through. That looks decent. Okay, let's try again. Off, I have control. Don't know about the dog needing a toilet break. I need one now. Too much tea.
$500.
Stable. Let's watch that. That wind, we're going to need some right rudder, I think, coming in.
$100 above. Minimum.
Continue. 3 whites, room red. Picture's okay.
100. 50. 40, 30, 20, retard, 10,
Get
5.
In. Just-ish. And spoilers, reverse green. We're not getting off at that taxiway. Okay. Idle thrust. manual brakes.
Palanga traffic, Wiz 482 is currently downwind from runway 19.
Ladies and gentlemen, the cabin crew
And Scandinavian
will shortly
541
be
landing,
leaving
we're going to
their
have to
seats to perform
backtrack, so if you want to
safety-related
reduce the
duties.
file approach speed, and we'll do it as
However,
fast as we
ask
can
that
for you.
remain seated until the fasten seatbelt sign has been switched off.
That's absolutely fine, no rush. We'll just extend it down until you've vacated the runway. Many thanks.
Access may now be used. Please make sure that you take all your personal belongings with you, checking in the seat pocket, underneath the seat, and in the overhead lockers. Do take care when opening the lockers in case anything falls out. Smoking is not permitted until you reach a designated smoking area. On behalf of the captain and the crew, it has been our pleasure looking after you today. Our ground crew will help you complete your EasyJet journey. For the latest news, promotions, flight and destination information,
Should probably point
check
out we're not
our
on
official
EasyJet.
Facebook page, Twitter or EasyJet app.
Oh look, there's a beautiful Fenix aircraft there. Right, so we've got a giveaway incoming. Right, let's get off this runway and then that other aircraft can turn on to final then. Right, welcome to Palanga Airport in Lithuania. And Palanga traffic, Scandinavian 541 has now vacated runway 19.
Palanga traffic, many thanks. Wiz 482 is turning base runway 19, currently 7 miles.
Right, if we go to stand 6 then, I should be this one I think. So what we're going to do is we're going to taxi to stand 5 and then work our way around. I think that's stand 6. And then whilst I'm doing that, let's open up the giveaway then, shall we? So what I want you guys to do for our giveaway of this airport, if you wish to be with a chance of winning a copy of this, all you'll need to do, I'm just watching, I'm probably going to clip my aircraft on this rear staircase that shouldn't be there. All you need to do, type into the chat for me. Type into the chat, go around. Yeah? Why not? Type in go around into the chat. Let's have a laugh. I have to be careful with this.
Palanga traffic, Wiz 482, currently 2 miles.
Yep, that staircase should most certainly not be there. Right, it's been 3 minutes. I'm just going to shut down engine 2 just to help us control the manoeuvre. Let's get that APU started as well. We'll park up and then we'll roll the giveaway. Remember, if you do win this giveaway, you need to make sure you have an Innibuilds account to be able to be in with a chance of winning this. Right, see if we can stop this where the marshal wants us to. There we go. Done. Right, parking brakes set. Is our AP up and running? Yes, it is. There's a beautiful Wizz Air touching down. Alright, let's shut down engine number 1. Keep the bleed air on. See if our signs can come off. Get rid of that. Wait till that drops below 10. Another 60 seconds or so to type in go around into chat. In with the chance of winning Palanga Airport, Lithuania. Looking forward to giving the second of our aircraft away. There we go, let's get the beacon light off. I've left the strobe lights on, they can come off as well. Fried the ground crew. Squawk 2000. Get those off. Good stuff. Alright then guys, so the winner of our second copy of this beautiful airport, which we'll just have a quick flyover. There you are. We'll roll that in a moment. I love the detail around the external, the fact that they've got the car park, the old buildings, and what looks to be snow plows and things like that, which obviously in the wintertime probably gets used quite a lot in this part of the world. So yeah, great little airport, and probably not a destination you'd think of flying to too often, which is what I like. I like flying to different places that aren't, you know, common, if you like. So, our next winner, congratulations goes to Photochromax, well done my friend. You are the winner of the second copy of Palanga Airport. Make sure you drop me a message on Discord or drop me an email. Just give us a quick wave, Photochromax, in the chat. Make sure you're there. If not, obviously we'll have to draw that again. But yeah, just make sure you get in touch, have an InnoBuilds account, and we'll get that all sorted for you. So I'm just waiting for Photochromax to confirm that he's there. Excellent, mate. There you are. Thank you so much. So yeah, just drop me a DM either on either on Discord or drop me an email, and yeah, we'll get that all sorted for you. So guys, thank you so much for being here today. Hope you've enjoyed our afternoon stream to somewhere very different, in a different airline colours, of course. Featured a go around. That was something a little bit different. Thanks, Dark. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you all on our next stream. Again, as always, never really sure when that will be, but if you're on our Discord server, you'll be the first to know when that is announced. Thank you so much to everyone who has supported us today. As always, our EasyJet Pilot Channel members, a huge shout out to you guys for your continued support. And remember, if you haven't done so already, check out the members only streams that we've had in the past as well, and get yourself into the members lounge on our Discord server. Thank you so much for being here, everyone. I look forward to seeing you all in the next one, whatever you're doing today for the rest of the day on this Tuesday. I think it's Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday. Make sure you have a good one. See you all again very soon, guys. Thanks so much. Bye bye.